Okay, shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakodash.
double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all fellow laborers that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. All right, now more so than ever, the would-be judges, the tabernacle of David. All right, you know the Lord is setting up. Pull that up, brother. The Lord is setting up the kingdom of heaven. The new temple is spiritual. It's the men of the Lord, not an actual building. All right. I'm still in the introduction, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. And so the Lord is setting up the tabernacle of David, you know, on earth as it is in heaven. The kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth. All right. Set up by who the world falsely and fraudulently calls JC. His name is Yahweh Shai. Always has been, always will be. Okay. And to the rest of the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black only thing. All right. The Israelites got scattered to all people. Okay. You're not going to just be able to identify them by skin complexion. If that's what you're doing, you're making a horrible mistake. And that's being completely carnal and not spiritual at all. And a few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you we say shalom. All right. So we're going to go in on the subject matter of ruddiness, because Esau is taking this word and using ChatGPT and AI to try and duck and dodge scriptural evidence. All right. They try to use somebody get that 1 Timothy 6:20. You know, they try to use science and pseudoscience, newspeak, all these things like Elder Karab said. You know, they trying to duck and dodge their punishment. But you can do nothing against this truth, only for it. Because by changing, the Google of ruddy to showing pale people first, what you're really doing is you just proving that Esau is so-called white. All right. That's the one thing that you are doing, because they got images of both brown and pale people and saying that they're both ruddy. All right. Esau in the Bible was never described as ruddy. All right. Not once. He was always described as red, and red and ruddy are two different things. Okay. They're two different things, man. Okay. So if you can grab those scriptures and any other scriptures that brothers might have any thoughts, chime in.
Genesis 25 where he's read. So that never changed. Grab the Timothy the elder called for. Yeah.
I got the Timothy.
Con, I use that image in my lesson, but keep that on deck.
Yeah. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called, which some professing
Go ahead.
concerning have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen.
So, people, you got people that believe in science. You don't believe in the science. Well, you know what? People are still dying from the last time that they believed in the science. Okay? People are still dying and sick from the last time that they believed in the science. All right? That thing that happened, going back 4 years ago. Okay? Going back, we're on 5-6 years now. People are still dying and still sick and still dropping from that lie, that propagated lie by the pseudoscience, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not committee. Well, you could call it the committee, but that portion of civilization here in America that trust in science over the Lord. And there's one thing to trust in science, and there's another thing to trust in pseudoscience, because the word science literally means to know, and all that was all guesswork, and basically they just made up some concoctions of poison, with even HIV being a part of it, and shot it into people. The cure did more damage than the actual disease did. The disease had a 99.6 survival rate. So did you get sick as hell? It was horrible. I caught it. I got sick as fuck. But in 3 days, I was fine. You know? Shit, my garlic and my ginger and, you know, I was fine. 3 days. I beat that shit. I was back to working out and everything. Okay? But the people who you know, then you see the videos, people took that shit and they fell out immediately. Some people fell out a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 months later, a year later. And if y'all remember Dr. Batar, you know, he was a science golden boy until he came against the COVID thing. He was they run to, and when he spoke against it, the one interviewer, I forget who it was, and that interviewer is now checked out. The same one who was, when he said it's just a matter of time. He said, I give it about 3 years. He said, everyone that took it, he said, in about 3 years, going to have mass deaths and mass. And the guy was like, well, I took it and I'm fine. He said, then we need to have this interview again in about 3 years. And that nigga gone. All right? He's gone. Now, unfortunately, Dr. Batar died. I think that Esau took him out.
Yeah.
Personally. All right? But let's get back on subject. What you got, brother?
I was just going to say, backing up what you just said as well, the guy, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy who was one of the top scientists who made the mRNA, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was just giving all the information on why this was never made to be injected into humans. And that was part of the reason why they was trying to cancel Joe Rogan for so long. And now they put it to where every time he even speaks about that thing from 2020, he has to put like a disclaimer.
Saying what they do every time with certain things that we talk about, and they put up a new world order, or they try to put up. Anytime that Esau feels the need to put up a description on your video, you're telling the truth. Yep. So any video where you see them put up a disclaimer, you know, stating that this is this person's opinion and blah, or they give you a Wikipedia thing trying to break down, you know, the NWO or anything like that, chances are that you're hearing a lot of truth, which goes against the fraudulent narrative, brother. All right? Just come on in quietly, brother. Now, sit, brothers, remain seated. We going. All right? Shalom. Okay? So, whatever scripture you got, bring it out, beloved.
Yeah, I got that 1 Timothy 6.
Oh, he already read that.
I got some right.
Then somebody have another one?
Yeah.
Oh, Genesis 25. Yeah.
Genesis 25 is, you know, just distinguishing who Esau is, like the elder was going into, and he can't escape his fate, and you know what I mean, and he's been trying forever, but it's not going to happen. This is Genesis 25, and I'm going to start at 23. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So what the Lord has pronounced has never changed. It's always going to be 2 nations, Israel and, you know, against Esau. It has never changed. You know what I mean? Regardless of what they want to do. It says that when her days to be delivered fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And you know, Esau is the father of the Edomites, and there's nothing they can do or say about it. In Israel, you know, like the elders going into, we were scattered throughout the 4 corners of the world, but that doesn't negate who Esau Edom is. And he's been a terror in the earth since the Lord had said the 2 nations are going to be in your womb going against each other.
Right. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to make, because the 2 words are spelled so similarly, they're trying to make them the same word. Adomi, all right, which is no O in Hebrew anyway, and Adama, because the ground is not red. Soil is, in most cases, there is some red soil, but that soil is still very brown. It's more chestnut. As a matter of fact, someone go to Shimon dictionary, online dictionary, and look up the word chestnut. Look up the word maroon. All right, because that's the word maroon is also where you get moreno and more from. All right. And then the breakdown of Maroons is runaway slaves who lived in the islands in Jamaica, you know, free in colonies and stuff, free away from the control of the so-called white man. Those were most of your pirates, you know. They don't tell you about that either. There's a lot of history. Most of the pirates that you've heard about were Jakes. All right? Declaring war on the Edomites. on the seas. All right, and when you get that definition of more Moreno, you're gonna also because I gave him a lot of words. Look up the word dusky, because and swarthiness. All those words are synonyms. They're all interchangeable. All right, the word swarthy, because you know if you watch my videos, you hear me all the time mention how they swapped out swarthy for black, because swarthy, the definition of swarthy is talking about complexion. Well, black is talking about a whole bunch of things. That's why they because they could have easily just continued to use the word swarthy to describe, Negroes and both the Northern Kingdom, because we were all swarthy at one time until Edomites started infiltrating our bloodlines and stuff like that. All right, but swarthy has to deal with complexion. With black, well, we've broken down the definition of black. Somebody can get it. It's dirty and some, So let's look these definitions.
I got the word dusky.
Go ahead.
The word dusky goes into. It says.
What's the source? State the source.
ChatGPT.
See now here's my problem with they'll give you some truth, but that was a whole thing because ChatGPT and AI were complicit in the lies, because when you Google Ruddy, all right, before you even read that, Ruddy cow, Ruddy duck,
Right.
Ruddy cow, Ruddy horse,
Yeah, you gonna get them
and Ruddy people, and watch what happens.
Brownless red.
I
Okay.
got the duck images queued up.
So if you just could, bring it around to each camera, all right.
I got the horse.
Click on it, bro.
It's the ruddy horse.
Okay. Ruddy. That's the same color. That's a chestnut color. A maroon color. Right. And then it shows you Morris chestnut. You can't. Come on, man. Because that just goes to show you that names mean things. Chestnut is literally a name that was describing you. Okay? And it's not even it's you can't make this up, because on the ride here, I was in the car thinking about this and was thinking about Morris chestnut and the word chestnut. I had no idea that was gonna pop up. It shows you a chestnut ruddy horse, and then it shows you Morris chestnut. Come on, you can't, man. The spirit, man. Lord is cold, bro.
I got in the Cambridge Dictionary, I got dusky. It says in autumn, the leaves turn a dusky red.
In autumn, the leaves turn to dusky red, which is kind of like a maroon color. All right. When they and dusky is also related to the word swarthy and chestnut. What you got, brother?
I got swarthy for you, Elder. It says dark colored tawny, especially in reference to skin.
Ooh, dark skinned tawny. How many times you heard me talk about the swarthy and tawny, which is basically the description of Jacob. We're from swarthy, the darkest chocolate, like the Moor over here. All right, the mighty Moor. All the way to the tawny. Okay? From dark chocolate to yellow. Yellow is a derivative of brown.
It said the autumn leaves. I looked up autumn leaves from yellow to brown.
There you go. You can't get around this, man. And Esau is none of those colors. Okay? But Jake is, and the people of the other nations. You got something?
I got two of the definitions you wanted. I got
Okay.
the chestnut, and then I got the that black definition in that old dictionary.
Okay.
First, I got the chestnut. I'm gonna jump down. It's in the Etymology dictionary. It says the Greeks explained this word as either nut from Castatina in Pontus or nut from Castatana in Thessaly, but probably both places are named for the trees, not the reverse. And the word is borrowed from a language of Asia Minor. Compare Armenian cask, chestnut, cascani, chestnut tree, in reference to the dark reddish brown color. 1650s applied to the horse chestnut by 1832.
Wow. So chestnut and ruddy go hand in hand. So could somebody pop up the imagery of the Edomites when it says one is red and one is ruddy? Somebody had it.
I had it.
Bible shop. Because I'm glad, and they chose Malcolm X and some Edomite. Yeah, Bob Kushad. You can take that around to every camera.
And then I had that black definition as well.
That's cool.
Because one is red and one is ruddy, but Chat GPT says they're both ruddy. They're not both ruddy. The Lord is not the author of confusion. Somebody can grab that scripture. All right, that's a mass confusion. How you gonna put up Malcolm X next to some ginger, and then call them both ruddy? That's right. And that's confusion, man. All right, remember again, right? One of these Detroit, whatever his name was,
Detroit Red.
Detroit Red, right?
Red Fox from Chicago.
Okay. That's mass confusion, and the Lord is not the author of confusion.
Got that.
Bring it out, brother.
1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For the Most High God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
There it is, man. Truth is peace. Well, I guess if you're an Edomite, truth is not peace. You know, truth scares them. This is one of the reasons why they propagated all these lies. You know, I watched a great video that ICR put up. We've been kind of tag teaming back and forth in the spirit. And he put up those, matter of fact, this is a screenshot on the thumbnail on my video right now. Those two Edomites, J-ish Amalekites, that are the father of African American studies, of the whole Afrocentrism. You know, that stuff that they are, you know, that all these jakes are into. They gave you, you know, and then he read the Willie Lynch letter and how they distort and hide truth. And, you know, and they try to wash history and basically take Jacob and intermix him with Ham and try to make that confusion, which is why so many Jakes are still into the African shit. You know, because I got a cousin, you know, who, if you've ever seen a Lionheart Prophecy comics with the Lionheart dude, he's a, you know, comic book character. That's my younger cousin, man. And for 30 years, he's been doing that Lionheart cartoon stuff. You can Google it, look it up. But he's been doing that, you know, and it's like, and he's all into this Afrocentrism stuff, you know. But you can't, you know, you can't take well, Jake ain't got it. They ain't got it, man. You know, because they want to so bad look for greatness in other things, and it's like I said in the video that ICR was losing. The greatest thing that ever came out of Egypt was the Israelites, and Egypt hasn't been great since we left there. Everything great about Egypt was when we were there, because Egypt fell and has been a non-factor ever since we left.
Right.
All right, Ham is not even in Egypt anymore. Ishmael is in Egypt now. Okay, you got Arab Ishmaelites that are, you know, that are in Egypt now. The Africans, the actual Hamites, you know, they're not even there anymore. They got pushed out of that land. Okay,
I got a precept.
bring it out, Elder.
Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move its tongue against man or beast, that ye know how the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Cut straight to the point.
Yeah, there's a difference, you know, and they were all. I'll take one of those bumpers, yeah. They you know, Jake and Ham. Matter of fact, Japheth as well. Their father was Noah. They all were dark. It wasn't no dark one, no chocolate one, no medium brown, and then a white one. You know, no, they were all chocolate. Okay, so you weren't going to be, and you go back to the beginning, you're not going to be able to tell them apart just by looking at them like that. That all came out later on, and then when the nation of Edom entered into the scene, when Edom was born, and then when that curse that was upon him fell upon all his children, and his nation grew, okay, and so it's through Edom that the nations actually got lightened up. You know, because before Edom, everybody was swarthy. You know, chocolate. You may have been some tawny people in there, but we definitely wasn't no pale people. All right, that's a pseudoscience lie, man. That's not true. You got something, brother?
Yeah, real quick, because this is a scripture they try to use. Song of Solomon 5:10. My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. His head is as the most fine gold, his locks are bushy and black as a raven.
So all those scriptures that describe Judah as being chocolate, they describe Judah as being dark as the soil, all right? And they're going to use one to try to counteract the whole plethora of scriptures. The same way that they try to use ruddy, all right, and make it red, and then try to use that to counteract all the scriptures.
Right.
When the scriptures are completely Lamentations 4:8, somebody get it. All right?
This is a Lamentations 4:8. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick.
So their visage is blacker than a coal. So they're referring to them in the English breakdown of that is that that's a very dark skinned person. You ever seen a chunk of coal?
Yeah.
All right. I'm old enough to I remember when they used coal to heat houses. All right. I remember playing in my basement, and when we had the piles of it, and they would put it. You would put coal into it and then turn your heater on. All right. I remember that, and I had never seen a white piece of coal. I just never saw one.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Giant, what scripture was that you read?
Song of Solomon 5 and 10.
But I'm gonna read Songs of Solomon 1 and 5.
Read 1 first.
Okay.
Because they try to use 1 and 5, and then they'll say 1. Well, this was Solomon talking to the African woman, because Solomon had them Hamite wives.
Right.
No, the first verse tells you that it's Solomon talking.
Right.
So it's Solomon talking,
Right.
not the woman. All right, but go ahead, brother.
The song of Songs, which is Solomon. Okay. Now jumping down to verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
And that word black is the same as the one in Jeremiah 14 and 2.
Exactly.
I got it right here.
All right. And go ahead and read it, brother.
Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Right, and it's really sickening that we even have to go into this with all this prophecy and all these wars and everything, but you still got people trying to duck and dodge. But that's what we do. When someone pushes something false, we strongly come against it. That us here at Great Millstone.
Anyway,
because a lot of the other Hebrew camps, when someone comes with some blasphemous stuff and things that are not biblical, it doesn't. I never see a whole slew of ICIU or ISUPK. I never see the other camps, the big ones anyway. Videos of them coming against false doctrine. The only ones that seem to really defend the gospel that way is Great Millstone and its affiliates. All right, or the people who acknowledge they learn from the elders, I should say.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and that word there, Kedar, literally translates to dark skin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
I looked up that word black in that Song of Songs, and it's got the word shachar, and it says black. It says properly dusky.
Back to dusky, and that's the same scripture and breakdown in the Strongs that the Edomite, he really Jake though, brought out in his lesson. All right, he brought that out in his lesson.
It says jetty as well. Only niggas say shit like that, bro. Jet black.
Jet black.
Jet magazine.
Hey,
but did we read Dusky?
Yeah.
No.
Somebody had it.
No, he read it.
Brother read it.
You did read it, but I want to get it in the etymology online. Bible Kushah.
I got it. It says dusky adjective, somewhat dark, not luminous. Dim, the normal source of an adjective is but the substantival use of dusk is not known so early as the appearance of dusky, so that the latter would appear to be one of the rare instances, meaning rather black or dark colored.
Rather black or dark colored. Now you'll hear, when you hear the ninja woman going in on Jake, when they were asking Esau to eliminate us, they asked him to eliminate the Duskies or the Dusties. So when they call you Dusty, your dusty ass, what they really saying is Dusky.
They're not dusty.
Right. Because if you take that back 100 years ago, 200 years ago, it was saying Dusky. But in modern terms, you know, hood bitches say Dusty.
Right.
All right, yo, dusty ass. They really saying Dusky. That's where it comes from. That's the root of it.
Yeah.
All right.
We used to associate that 1 and 5 in Songs of Solomon with one of them old dark and lovely slogans of being that dark and lovely.
Khan. So, you know, Esau was, you know, completely and totally, just like, you know, when we talked about maroon. Did we ever get the maroon?
No.
So get maroon and dusky. And dusky in the etymology. You just read dusky though, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so get that maroon. Because maroon, and you can get moreno. All right? Because those Italian names, Moro and Moreno, this, you know, the Spanish names Moreno, all that comes from Moor. All that comes, and all those are connected to the word Moor, going back to maroon. And maroons were described as chestnut, dusky, or swarthy.
I got maroon in the etymology. It says very dark red or crimson color, chestnut, sweet chestnut of southern Europe.
So this also proves that Jake was ruling in Eurasia, in northwestern Asia. That's what Europe is. It sits, Europe and the so-called Middle East sits in Western Asia. All right, it's the continent of Asia. When the Bible was talking about throughout Asia, it was the portion of the world that they referred to as Europe today. It wasn't no Europe. That's another pseudoscience creation of the so-called white man. When he came into power, all of a sudden, you know, Asia got divided up, but that's what he does. He's constantly moving, you know, borders and landmarks and changing the names of shit. All right? But
how was Cornelius of the Italian band?
All right, so I'm sitting on a definition from a primary dictionary sources from 1599 to 1734, and he's a Moro. All right, and it's all in Spanish here. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna have one of these Spanish-speaking brothers read it, but it gets to the bottom. This was from 1734, and the last breakdown of Moro is talking about a Negro. All right, you know how you hear the miscorrects about the Morenos. All right, but here, read that, brother. Read it in Spanish. Read it in that tongue.
It's Moro. Los de. Oh, fuck. All right.
You put you on the scene, brother.
Los de las otras partes que después han venido espantando y llamando siempre así se dice el nativo del África septentrional. Oh, I can't pronounce that.
Well, that's some old. You speaking that new school Mexican Spanish. That's that old school real Spanish.
Yeah.
Let's get to the last part.
Tomase también por negro.
All right, now translate it. What does it practically say?
I guess a synonym.
It's a synonym
interchangeable.
It's interchangeable for Negro. That's the point. All right, that's just one of them many because it's got 4 of them on there. And so the other one is and then more Negre. That's from 1607. And then this one is Moreno, a Moor, a poor black Moor, a Barbon, or a nigger of Turk. Turkey was full of Moors. A black Moor, a Barbary. Barbary, actually, I didn't know that. All right, or a nigger. All right, Turk or heathen. Africa, so they're always trying to connect you to Africa. All right, the people of Europe the Japhites were just as dark as the Africans in the ancient times. All right. But yeah, and then it's showing you how in Italy, Frescioni, and then it showed you those same words: more, mola, more, morque, moro, and more. All right. Moro, more negre, moro, negro. More, negre, negro, and all these definitions from 1599 to 1734. So why are words like this removed from all, from modern books, from modern dictionaries? That's why they want to do everything online. So, and it's just like, in a video this morning, I think I named it something to the effect that Chat GPT and AI are complicit in it being disingenuous with information, as concerning what ruddy means. They help to lie, and then I went and showed you the evidence. All right, you got something else, brother?
Just adding on to that dusky, going into the origins, it says Old English dox is from dusco, dark color, Latin fuscus, dark, Sanskrit dasara, dust colored, like you were saying, dusty, dust colored. Also compare Old English dosan.
Yeah, what color is dust? You ever seen pale dust?
They gonna say the same. That's tan too. Shit,
That would be tawny. That's a light skinned nigga. Now what? You still got a nigga? What? Right. That's a Spanish speaking nigga. Now what? All right.
Compare Old English design, chestnut brown, Old Saxon design, Old High German Tusine, pale yellow.
Wow. Okay. So I got Moreno here. And this is from a British source in British English. Noun, a Spanish or Portuguese Jew of the late Middle Ages who was converted to Christianity, especially converted, but secretly adhering to what it says Judaism. Israelites didn't follow Jid. That Judaism is a hijack, because we didn't follow the Bible. Doesn't. That's why the word does that word Judaism is not really going to be translated in the Bible. All right. And it's a word origin from Spanish, literally pig, with reference to the Jewish prohibition against eating pig meat. So when they called you a moreno, it was like a diss, all right? Because they knew we didn't eat swine. And that's one of the ways they would test you, They would try to get, to prove that you weren't following the Bible or would eat this bacon. All right?
Damn.
Yeah, pieces of shit. Yeah. Esau are dirty. All right? Prove to me that you're a Christian.
After they're starved.
Right. Right.
He about to die.
You in chains, hungry as hell.
Right.
And he gonna serve you up some pig.
Right.
Boy, they got a lot to pay for, man.
Oh, God.
You still gotta pay for ancient shit. Yeah. This is the reason why they trying to duck and dodge that Edomite heritage, man. All right? Yeah. They trying to dodge it hard.
I got a little to add to that.
Acts 13:1. Going into the word nigger as one of the definitions. Acts 13:1. And there was in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, and Barnabas and Simon, that was called nigger, which I'm going to go to that in the blue letter. Let me pull it up really quick.
Yeah, they write it Niger, but when you put
Nah, they even pronounce, like, here, let me see.
It's actually pronounced nigger. Even some of the prophets have said.
Charles G. 3526. Niger.
Yeah, basically, and it goes into pretty much black.
Right.
That's the definition.
But how's it spelled though?
Niger.
Right. So, but based off of how you talk to read this motherfucking English shit, that I would belong in, right?
Right, that's what they try to do.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to find a definition.
I got it.
You got it, yeah, because I know I got it too. I got so much stuff in here, but bring it out. This is from the Winston Simplified Dictionary, 1931. It's also in the 1925. All right, but go ahead and read it, brother.
It says nigger, but when you look at the phonetic, it's the Niger.
It spells it with 2 R's. So, because people will say Niger or Niger, because they're looking at the E.
Right.
Because the E after the G would make it a long I.
A long I.
That's not true for this word.
Right.
He's giving you the phonetic spelling. Okay, the phonetic spelling, and then as you continue to read that definition, it tells you that now it's a derogatory term. It wasn't always. It was no different from saying it was no different from saying swarthy or moreno or chocolate or whatever. It wasn't a bad thing. And so so once Esau got in charge, control. Come on in, brother. You can sit right here. I didn't know you was out there. Once Esau came into power, all of a sudden, it's 2 seats in here. I don't know who else is out there. All right.
I'll come further in now. I'll come further in now.
I told you to come sit here in the gate.
Okay, my bad.
See, you blocked him. You was here.
Okay.
Lock in, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Baba Shah.
It says nigger. It says Negro or dark skinned.
Big, get out of here.
It says now usually a contemptuous or vulgar term.
There you go. Now a contemptuous or vulgar term.
Newspeak.
All right, newspeak. Because they changed the meaning of it. They took the word and made it a derogatory term. And why did they do that? Why? To try to, to get you from following your history, from discovering the old ways. All right? That's why. The scriptures is clear when it tells you, Job, somebody get that Job 8 and 8. The purpose of Esau, Edom's fabricating, falsifying history, all right, and using pseudoscience was to prevent Jacob from waking up to who they were. Because they even wrote in that Willie Lynch letter, roughly paraphrased, that we would distort their history and who they are. Because if they learn real history, all right, especially with the imagery, the images tell a story that the text does not. See, I can write down what I want to do, anything, but when you look at images of dark people with woolly hair, statues with dark features and woolly hair, pronounced lips, it's like, well, wait a minute. Why all the movies and stuff and all the comic books and show these people, but I'm looking at the actual images like this ain't matching. They don't want Jake to start putting that together.
That makes that saying true. A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
I got the Job.
Well, let them finish that definition.
It says characteristics prevailing among characteristic of American Negroes.
Specifically,
right. So when it talked about woolly hair and it being a nigger, it was talking about American Negroes. If somebody moved their jacket, that's a seat right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and that shows you what.
Come on in, brother. So because if somebody else comes, you sitting in the doorway. Come over here.
Like in that Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, when you go into the definition for ham, when it says a progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Right.
Showing you who that's talking about.
Right. It's showing you too that there's a difference between the African nations and the Negroes. That was that book, and the Young's Dictionary Bible, another group of white scholars, tell you the same thing. All right. As a matter of fact, I like the Young's dictionary version of it better because it makes it clear that going up into the Levant, that Ham was all the way up in the Levant. Those were the Canaanites, and that was the land that the Israelites took from them. All right, and moved them out. So the Levant was full of what you would call Africans, showing you that Ham not only had Africa, but he had almost all of the Levant in Western Asia as well. Ham was all up in there. All right, because you got this another false doctrine right now with these Edomites admitting that Esau is Edom and that J-Ish are Edom, but is also calling them Canaanites at the same time. That's a mass confusion. I keep seeing that. And now, I put that lesson in for the deacons and the teachers to go shut that broad up, and then whoever want to claim it can claim her. But she running her mouth, and there's so many other Edomites out there teaching that same nonsense. Trying to say the Edomites mixed with the Canaanites and they became Edom. And what? You can't be two nations, man. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Who got that joke?
Yeah, who got you? Go ahead and bring out that Job, brother.
This is Job 8:8. For inquire, I pray thee, the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers.
Kind. So, you know, and the search of your fathers is going to take you to real history. It's going to take you to imagery. Okay? For example, we were talking about, you know, the descriptions of the Lord, the descriptions of the Israelites. Somebody get, and this is one of my favorites, and matter of fact, Asha mentioned it. We get that Revelation 4:3. So how you, because you know you're gonna try and take David and make him pale, but yet his son that came forth out of his loins, Solomon, you know, and then we know who Solomon came back as, if you understand the scriptures. Okay.
This is Revelation 4. You want me to start at 3?
Go right to the point.
It's Revelation
Actually,
4.
start at 1. Yeah, to get the context.
Right.
Because what he's doing is he's describing who he saw sitting on the throne in heaven. Then he describes what he looks like using a couple stones. All right, but go ahead, brother.
It's Revelation 4:1. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show you these things which must be hereafter.
Hence the reason why, even in the Wizard of Oz, when the wizard spoke, he spoke through that machine that made his voice sound thunderous. He's trying to mimic the Lord. The Lord has a loud trumpet-like voice when he speaks, one that makes you jump and jerk. You know, he is Yahweh Shai, man. How much more when Yahweh speaks? That's why when the Lord spake, you know, it sounded like lightning and thunder to the Israelites, and you know, and then
Told Moses, go do your thing.
Then them niggas said, "Nah, you know what, Moses, you good."
Yeah, you talk to him.
Right.
He gonna talk with you, Moses.
Right. Then all of a sudden they ain't want to be in charge no more. All right. Go ahead.
It says, Immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and sardine stone.
Like a jasper and sardine stone. So here you go. And this is one I love to do this one. All right. That's your tawny and chestnut right there. That's a light-skinned ninja and a dark-skinned ninja. Okay?
Diggs.
Okay, the sardine stone. Jasper and the sardine stone. Okay? That's Pedro and Tyrone right there. Okay?
Man, it's got it. Right
there it is. Now here. And another thing that they like to do, this is a bonus. Especially when you're talking, well, they'll say he was olive color, so we got that too. There you go. Okay.
Brown like an olive. Sure.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect.
So you got a brown olive that says ripe, and you got a black olive that says fully ripe. You know that term, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Right.
Okay. And the women of other nations, they love them some tawny. They love them some dark berries. Some of them like it light, some of them like it dark, but they love them some berries.
Apparently they love the green too.
No, I was going to say, Esau's the green one because he got envy for us.
Green, but they'll say, oh, he was tawny colored. Oh, the people in Levant, they were tawny colored. They were olive complected. No, they say they were olive complected. Well, we just showed you olives, man. Ain't no green people. Okay? That being the point, man. Once again, you can't do anything against the truth, only for it, man.
Right.
Right? The more you lie, the easier it is to pick your lies apart. Okay?
Hey, Elder, well, like the scriptures say, the Lord is not the author of confusion. He made himself a melanated figure. And his nation of people are all brown people. Why would he make himself different from his own people? No. He made himself a melanated figure. Like, think about that for a second. He could have made himself anything. Yeah. I used to imagine that just diamonds, you know what I mean? Like when I was a kid and all that. But he made himself a melanated figure. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, to look like Esau, Edom, you so-called white people, that's leprosy.
That's a curse.
Right, that's a curse. Why would somebody in control get himself that?
That's it. That what makes us look at like these women and even some of these so-called niggas that want to go and blonde their hair. It's like, don't you understand that you advertising that you're under a curse?
Yeah, because you know, it clearly tells you that when you pale like that and you pale all over, you're a clean leper.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Keyword.
You know, it's somebody get that thin hair. To have blonde hair is leprosy of the scalp. You got leprosy. Why? Because everyone was brown. That's why Cain and Esau came back in the spirit of Cain, and he inherited Cain's curse. Okay? And he said it's too much, because you can only imagine, man, if in a world full of brown people, you got people, light-skinned ninjas, dark-skinned ninjas, and all of a sudden you just pale as fuck. Right.
Yeah.
And then people try like, man, get away from me.
Exactly.
What you
got
call?
the cooties.
It's like, what have you called? There's a spot right over here for you, Pop.
Oh, Shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, man. Who better wanted the water, man?
I was gonna say too, and when you paint, when you get these so-called Christians into this corner of talking about the complexion of our Lord, they'll tell once you show them all the scriptures, they'll tell you something like, "Well, why does it matter?" You know, and then I always ask them, "So if it didn't matter, why would he have it put in the scriptures multiple times over?"
Exactly. If it doesn't matter, all these scriptures, in the first place. And all these scriptures that we brought out on descriptions, you know. Why are they there if it doesn't matter? And then so it was okay to not argue the point when he was presented as pale to the world. All right, that was okay. But as soon as you read a scripture and say, wait a minute, Jasper, all right, sardine stone, all right, woolly hair, bronze skin. Hold on, well it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just, you know.
He knew that he prophesied it that they would he would get the world into the hands of the wicked. They would cover the faces of the judges thereof.
Go ahead and read it, man. Somebody get Isaiah 25:7, and somebody get Revelation 1:1.
This Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So, all right, go ahead.
He knew because the Most High is the Most High. He knew what these damn devils would do, man. He knew that they would come into power, try to cover the faces of the judges, make the Heavenly Father a so-called white man, make the Son a so-called white man, make the angels a so-called white man. Now, to counteract these lies, he's also had it put in the scripture what he looks like, what the angels look like, what his son looks like. Now you can't get around it. So it's there for that reason.
You say he knew? He planned it from the beginning.
All right, get that Revelation 1:1.
I got a quick precept real quick.
Go ahead.
It is First Maccabees 3:48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So there you have it right there.
Matter of fact, someone can get the one, I think it's in Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah.
The whole breakdown of when they did that, when it was done again during in the Renaissance, and it's specifically talking about Cesare. All right, when it said the father that lost his son.
Yep.
And yeah. And then they painted his son, and then they worshipped him as a king, and that false image went around the world. You got it, brother?
Great.
Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, in verse 14. For by the vain glory of men they enter into the world.
How cold is the Lord, man? That he put the history of Cesare in the book before Cesare was even thought of. All right? For he wasn't, nobody even heard it. So anyone reading the scriptures like, damn, I wonder who this is going to be.
Right.
All right?
Basically.
Damn. And therefore shall they come shortly to an end. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning when he had made an image of his child soon taken away.
Right, because Cesare died at 33, just like the Lord. And the weird thing about it is that Cesare wasn't even his firstborn son.
Right.
wasn't even his favorite son until he rose up and helped push forward the family. And all of a sudden, you know,
Right.
then his firstborn son was just a bitch nigga to him. He didn't matter anyway. He just focused on Cesare. Because he didn't make his first son the image. He used Cesare's image. Think about that. And Cesare was from the side piece. Go ahead.
It says, which and now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him.
Hold on, brother. We're going to read that again.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man.
So Cesare Borgia, who the world knows, he's the most recognizable face in history. All right, it's Cesare Borgia. All right, the most recognizable face in history is his face.
Hey,
all right, and y'all know the second one? It's Michael Jordan. But go ahead, brother.
Says,
good deal, good deal, good deal.
There we go.
Good deal.
Definitely not LeBron.
Good deal, good deal.
Go ahead, Joe.
Which was then a dead man and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
Right. So they put up his face, and then they even turned around and they put up LaQuisha, that slut, that brother fucking bitch, because she was banging both her brothers. And God knows who. Matter of fact, she got a fiance, so she was banging him too.
Yeah.
Right, because her older brother killed the fiance because he was mad that, you know, he was on that sister fucker shit, and so he was the only person that fuck my sister is me. So he was a country boy.
She was Cersei Lannister.
Joe Deerton.
Yeah,
Right, Cersei Lannister. Right, exactly. But go ahead, brother.
Verse 16. Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong and was kept as a law.
And to think these creepy, murderous, sister fucking, brother fucking family became the face of the Catholic Church, became the face of Christianity. What does that tell you about Christianity?
Yeah. And the church.
Christianism. They became the face of Judeo-Christianism. All right? Go ahead.
Engraven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
By the commandments of kings. When they came over here and started rape, robbing, and murdering the northern kingdom, they came presenting those faces.
That's who you worship.
All right? They came presenting the face of Cesare and LaQuisha. All right? Brother fucker and sister fucker became the new face of their gods, man.
And he was
Right?
homosexual.
And he was also, come on, when you add it, he was a murderer. I mean, this dude was a murderer.
He got a
all right,
list.
bloodthirsty murderer. He was a sister fucker. All right, and he was a you know, a booty bandit.
That's it.
I mean, how much? God,
I do.
damn. And this became the face of Christianity, and they still worship it to this day. And then they try to defend it when you show otherwise. When the scriptures show you otherwise, why? Because they believe not the record. Get that in 1 John 5 and 10. And any brother that's holding the scripture, bring it out.
You just can't look like you. That's what all boiled down to.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Though. Go ahead.
1 John 5 and 10.
I got that
That's
idea.
it. Yeah, and then whatever scripture.
1 John 5 and 10. He that believeth on the Son of our power hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not our power hath made him a liar, because he believeth not the record that our power gave of his Son.
Right. So the record is very clear in the Bible of what the Lord looked like, what the angels looked like, what the Savior looked like, and what his people looked like. But yet you deny it and you fight it, and you new speak words and try to you took a word ruddy to try to get around all these scriptures. All right. So ruddy couldn't possibly mean in Snowden's book, all right, in Blacks in Antiquity, all right, he tells you once again, he talks about the ruddiness of Memnon. It's showing you Memnon. It talks about the blackness of Memnon and his ruddiness. Ruddiness also had to do with youth, with shining red, chestnut brown youth. He looked youthful. That was
Vibrant.
another right.
Vibrant.
It had nothing to do with being pale.
Right.
And so they took two Hebrew words that look similar, and tried to blend them together and create a whole doctrine to get around all these scriptures. So the scriptures don't mean nothing. This word, brother, this ruddy, you know, you just read Jeremiah 14:2, Job 30:30, Lamentation 4:8, Solomon 1:5, Solomon 5:10, Revelation 4:3. You know, you just read all these scriptures, right? Daniel 7:9, woolly hair, bronze, skin of bronze, his arm was like in. Come on, man. But ready.
Right.
All right. What you got, brother?
Hebrews 2:16. For verily he took not, talking about Yahushua, he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren. So his brethren look the same as him.
So I guess in a nutshell, what this telling you, the seed of Abraham was a woolly head, brown skinned people.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Anybody bring out the Revelation 1?
Yeah, we ain't got that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody get that, and then whatever you brothers got.
I got it already.
Come.
Go ahead, Revelation.
Go ahead.
Oh, you ready? Okay. All right. This is Revelation 1:1. It said the revelation of Yahweh Shai, which the Most High Power gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angels to his servant John.
So the Lord came to John to reveal himself. And why would the Lord, at the last book in the Bible, have to reveal himself? It's obvious, because a false image has been pushed of him. And so Revelation 1:1, he's telling you, get the revelation, get revealed in Revelation, because the root word of revelation is revealed.
Right.
Get both those in the etymon and whatever other source you have. Reveal and revelation.
Yeah.
The Lord had to reveal himself. Why? Because he's been pushed as a red-faced Edomite. Right?
It's revelation in the etymon. It says revelation, disclosure of information or knowledge to men by divine or supernatural agency. See, from the old French revelation, unveil, uncover, bare.
Isaiah 25:7.
I got it.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 25, verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Right, so there was been a deceit, a veil cast over all people. And it's being destroyed in these last days by the Lord and his prophets. All right, the Lord speaks to his prophets, and we are the prophets of the Lord. All right?
And that goes right with that.
Come, whatever y'all got, bring them up.
I'm just going to grab the definition because it goes right to that, what he just said. This is reveal. It says the word reveal originates from the Latin word revera, meaning to unveil, uncover, or disclose.
Ooh, so when you disclose something, all right? When you get that kitty for the first time, you all right, you unclothed, right? You discovered. Okay? Okay? Go ahead, brother.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, which happened with the Israelites. All right, you go into Jeremiah 17:4. You go into this whole loss of identity by the entire nation of Israel, man. All right, it had to come as a prophesied.
Doesn't it tell you in Baruch that, you know, proclaim his name, or Tobit, proclaim his name among all the heathen, before he have scattered you among them? All right.
It say, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And that's what it comes down to. All right, perdition, those who are to be destroyed. All right, go ahead.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped.
And he does. He has exalted himself above the Most High when he painted up Lucretia, that's that brother fucking bitch. All right, because she was fucking her brothers. All right. And her brother, that sister fucking, you know,
homosexual,
booty bandit.
That's right.
And her dad. Okay. Right. You know, I don't know if she was banging her dad or not, but there's no record of it. There is record of her banging her brother. So
absolutely.
But the point is that you know, but I don't know. Maybe they learned it from him. So.
Yeah. It say so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's Esau holding him up, man. All right, who your daddy? Who your God, man? All right, he wants you to say it's him. And that's the whole loss of the 2/3, man. They gonna consent.
Now the fact that you said that, somebody get that Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. If our gospel will be lost, it's lost to them that are it's to them that are lost. And then go ahead, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Somebody go to the blue letter and look up that word lost in the Hebrew. I mean in the Greek. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, and when we get straight to the point.
Yeah, just read it.
2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Meaning if they don't understand it, they don't get it. Or they're in denial of it because they believe not the record. Because you got a lot of jakes that just refuse them, you know, especially the ones that love to say black Hebrew Israelites. When it's just the Hebrew Israelites. We don't call us, and anyone call themselves black is completely unlearned and learning from somebody that they shouldn't be listening to. Right? We're just the Hebrew Israelites. It's not about a black thing. Black isn't even though that's a made up, once again, a social science, a social construct that was made up by the so-called white man. And we still haven't read the definition of black. Matter of fact, now is a good time. It's a very dirty and evil word. It's a very racist thing and hateful thing to refer to someone swarthy as black. Right? And I've been, even before the truth, you know, I was like, damn, well, you know, these people, their skin is brown. I know the difference between, I was a colorist. So I knew the difference between black and brown. And it's like, why are you calling these people who are physically and visibly brown? Why are you calling them black? When I can see that they're brown. Everyone in this room is a different shade of brown. All right? You know, that's why that portion of this truth came very easy to me because I understood it. Because in my, you know, in my work, I dealt with colors all day, every day. And I'm like, why are they calling, you know, and I was like, damn, why they call people black people? Ain't shit about me black. All right. Well, go ahead.
This is the definition for black, and I think this was the Winston's as well.
Winston.
Okay. It says blackness, noun, blackness, nigricence, nigritude.
Nigricence.
Damn. There you go. Nigricence, nigritude.
Nigritude. The nigritude of this nigga.
What's his name? Uncle Ruckus off a fucking moon.
It says denigration, darkness, lividity,
denigration. When you calling yourself black people, all right, a black person, a black woman, a black man, you can interchange it with any of these words.
Yep.
Okay?
Denigrating yourself.
That's what they're calling you.
Yep.
Okay?
Obscurity, lack of light. And when you go into the etymology,
Lack of light meaning you dumb as fuck. All right, that means you stupid.
Right.
You're right. You have no light. You're right, Tim ass.
Because enlighten means to show me, enlighten me.
When you go in the etymology, it says lacking light morally and spiritually. As the definition for black. It also says denigrate, nigrify.
Nigrify.
Nigrify? Damn.
It says blot, smut, smudge, smirch, smudge, sully.
Sully means dirty.
Yeah.
All right.
She was sullen.
So, right. Sullen, used. Everybody been skeeted in you. All right. Skeeted in you, on you. All right. I don't, man, did y'all see that video I put up? I'm gonna do a lesson on it. That Edomite inside the porta potty licking the rim.
I ain't see that.
That shit was sick. She was licking it like she was licking somebody's balls. All right, and then she stuck her head in it and let the shit touch her face. All the paper and the pile up of shit and all the people, and came out. She was pulling paper off her face, and I was like looking at this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, man, that bitch gonna die of something that's really hard to pronounce. That's all I don't know what it is. But it's gonna be really, you know, fucked up itis.
That's some new. It's some new shit out there. She created some new shit.
Some new shit itis. All right, I can imagine the boils and the pus and the herpes and the what the fuck. And the sad thing is she wasn't a bad looking woman. I'm like, what kind of demon? She was an Edomite, at least in appearance, right? And she had to be. But she's licking the toilet like she's licking a damn ice cream cone. She licking, and that she wasn't licking the toilet seat, she's licking the rim of the thing. She licked it up and down, like, right? Turned around, smashed the camera, and licked it again. And then the person just recording her doing this shit. So I'm like, they hold, like a stack of 10 stacks of $1,000. What the fuck? I'd have just stayed broke.
Yeah, right.
Because I was like, you know what? Yeah, for this stack of money, like, that money sure look good. Too bad it ain't gonna be mine.
Hey, all money ain't good money.
Matter of fact, I might have to just run this fade real quick.
Right.
So,
Wow, thank you.
Right, you might
And
have
put your face in that motherfucker.
You might have to catch these hands real quick. I might have to slide off with that. But yeah, like I said, that bitch gonna die of something that's real difficult to pronounce.
That's it.
All right. With some fucked up Edomite made up scientific name. But go ahead, continue.
Smudge, sully, begrime, soot, be smudge. The smudge ink ebonize. It says the cloud, or obscure. But then it goes into adjectives of black. It says blackish, sable, somber, livid, inky black. Atramentus, ebony, nigrescence. Cold black, coldly, jet black, raven, raven.
So when
black.
they use that word jet, that's another word. That's another code word for nigger. You black. Go ahead.
But then it goes into dark. It says swarthy, dusky, dingy.
Oh, it brought back swarthy and dusky. And so, when them nigger women were like talking to the Klan, talking about if you could just get rid of the duskies for us. All right.
Yep. Then it goes back to the crazy words. Nigger can't and niggertudinous.
Niggertudinous. Now this is one that I got from Murph. All right. Now I'm white first. It says white. Now remember, in 1681 in Virginia is when that word white was actually written into law here in America, and a new class of people was created.
Okay.
Right? And that was all, to push forth so-called white superiority. This is the roots of it, how it started. Because they were using the word before that, but it wasn't written. All right? It became written into law in 1681.
Well known.
All right? And just for a bonus information, in 1682, the year after that, is when they reclassified natives and so-called Africans as Negroes. All right? That's when they reclassified them and said they were the same people, because they knew they were the same people. So a lot of natives got reclassified as Negroes, and so a lot of so-called black people running around today that are actually natives, to America. Right. They were here first. Okay? But it says W is for white. Adjective, color of milk, fresh snow, innocent. All right? Now, all these people, we got Operation Epstein Fury. Operation Fury going on. All right. What's innocent about them? Nobody's still going to jail. All right. You notice the more that they talk about those files, the more that Trump and Bibi push for war. And then I keep hearing that Bibi is dead. Yeah. And I hope that it's true. I know, and I heard that his brother was killed, but
that's one I heard.
I heard that his brother was killed, but now all this stuff keep popping up all over the internet. I don't know if it's true or not. If he pops up speaking again, we don't know that was a lie. Right. But I haven't seen him as lately.
They may have a body double.
Yeah,
he probably is dead.
Because normally, he's somewhere all the time running his mouth.
Right.
And also for some hand claps and are definitely in effect. The little hats are now starting to really get their ass beat all over the world. All right, and I kept saying that all this playing victim with all the dirt that they're doing, and I said that government is really putting them in danger, and they're really going to start getting victimized by the people of the world. So now it's really starting to happen. All right. You know, because it's just random videos of them all over the internet just catching the flops. They're just walking down the street all, you know, all off rhythm, you know, all like ducks and shit, looking goofy, and there's people just running up on them, giving them the flops. It's just happening, and it's all races is doing it. You know, other Edomites just running up on them and giving them the flops, man. So, you know, they've been playing and crying the victim, you know, painting up swastikas and stuff, you know, camera catching them doing it.
Right.
You know, you saw the video I did the other day where that one, you know, little hat faked like he got attacked and he didn't. And it was all on the bitch is recording the whole time. Like, really, nigga? Right. Yeah, right. Whole time he faking like, you know, somebody did something to him and nobody did shit to him.
Right.
Because he didn't like the speech and the way everything was going, so he started playing the victim.
Exactly.
All right.
Anti-goyim.
Yeah. So he, you know, so they started to catch the flops now. So, you know, that's a good thing. But anyway, go ahead.
Salak, I was gonna say it's an automatic 5 years in prison if you release any imagery and you sitting there in Israel.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why they've been so afraid. But now it's coming out so like a flood they can't even keep up with it now. So Israel is getting touched. They're getting damaged over there. I heard the deaths are in the thousands, and they're yeah, it's in the thousands because they're denying Palestinians sanctuary inside of the what do you call them? The bunkers.
Oh, the safe zones?
Yeah, they got the bunkers that they all run to, and they're not letting Palestinians in them.
Wow.
All right? Wow. But what they're showing you, though, is that, and it's a mass exodus of them all trying to leave the area, too. So that, you know, it's just so many things you're showing that they're not the people, because the scriptures is very clear that when Israel goes home, it will be peace and safety on earth. There will be no more wars. And these people, all the wars that are going on in the earth for the last 50-something years has been because of them. But White, it says freshness, snow, innocent, unstained, pure, unblemished, bright, revolutionary, auspicious, reliable, favorable, honorable, honest. All right, so when they're gonna honorably arrest and jail all these celebrities and high-ranking government officials that was freaking off on little children? That was, you know, we live in a society now where apparently it's okay to eat children and rape white women that are underage. All right, because all your white male leaders, your MAGA leaders, that's what they were doing, and that's what they've been doing, and there's evidence of them doing so. But yet you still got a population that want to follow them.
Yep.
All right.
One person went to jail.
And up them, right? Because you've seen that, you know, that the military, the law enforcement, somebody would go in and apprehend Trump and all his you know, all his constituents and take them off, you know. But they started wars to avoid court. So it says, honest, upright, without bloodshed, free from guilt. Without bloodshed, there is not a race. There's not a race of people in the existence in the history of mankind that has shed more blood than Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. No one. All right, just here in America alone, in the taking of America, they said it was estimated it was 500 million, you know, Gadites across America, North America. We're not even counting South Central America. South, you know, we're not even counting that. You put them together from the time of Cristobal Colon up until now, man. You know, man, and the amount of rape. All right, you look how light. You got Jakes running around looking like white people. All right, so there was a lot. So no people in the history of mankind has shed more blood. All right. And then Esau didn't even finish that. Not that he only shed the blood of people, but he unnecessarily shed the blood of animals. Look what he did to the buffalo. All right,
killed over a million buffalo.
You know, you got you know, now we know the Lord got reserved all these animals reserved somewhere somehow, but you got different species of birds. The dodo bird, somebody just mentioned that, right? Yeah. You got different species of bird. The Tasmanian devil, the you know, that animal. You got there's some sort of the Tasmanian tiger. No one sees. Where are they?
Right.
Yeah, you had a Tasmanian tiger, man. It was a weird looking creature, but they're practically gone. All right. The different types of the black rhino. You got
black rhinoceros. Yeah.
Yeah, you got so many so many animals that are just like not here, or they're so low, you know, different types of fish. So they not only declare war on mankind, they even declare war on the animal kingdom.
All life.
Pretty much all life.
They almost killed off all the bald eagles also.
That too.
And that's their own mess. You know,
Yeah.
their own, you dig.
And then the birds are still dropping because of all the shit that they spray.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Okay.
they display it on the all those sporting goods stores. Like when I was working at Cabela's, they walk around when you go to Cabela's, the biggest Cabela's in Hammond. They walk around, they show you all the things they hunt for sport, not for eating, and they show you some ton of shit in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then they
Beautiful, magnificent
and then they
animals.
so proud. They said all these in here are real, not one fake. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, you niggas are
You
really
just shot down, right?
right, for no reason. Then they proud of it.
You got Mowgli in there crying. You know?
Got a bare head.
He ready to run and get a big ass knife. He said, my tooth.
Yeah.
Go to work on Esau.
Yeah, they got the bare head hung up over their bed and shit.
Right, yeah. Because they put them in full.
Yeah, they want to shoot shit just to do it.
Yeah.
All right. See how many times they tumble and fall. Okay, just to see, you know, they want to see what it feels like and then how much of a coward are you to shoot something from a mile away that's not at war with you, haven't done nothing to you, all right,
For fun.
except exist just for fun. I'm gonna look through this scope, you know,
5
and
miles away.
this little bitty this creature, this magnificent creature that's just doing what it was created to do, and you just shoot it, and then then it turns around. That creature had a whole litter of little ones, and they all just die off. They right. The other predators just come eat them or whatever. They starve to death.
Yeah.
Esau is a cruel son of a bitch that deserves all the pain that he has coming to him. Right, and it can't. Quite frankly, it cannot come fast enough. Right. All right.
I got one for you. This because as the elder brothers are going into, man, they did it to the animals, but they did it to the trees and all that as well. This is Isaiah 14. And
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna read 4, then jump down.
Yep.
Isaiah 14 and 4. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, right? Showing you that this is talking about the king of Babylon, which we know to be Esau Edom. And it's talking about modern day Babylon, man.
Right.
It tells you right there that the Lord has a day when He's gonna take your ass out of power.
Come.
Take the scepter away from you, man.
Right.
And
And that destruction that he brings with it. Go ahead.
I might as well just keep reading verse 6. It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
So it's gonna be a celebration once the Lord takes this devil out of power.
Right.
It's gonna be a party.
The real witch is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Ding dong, the witch is fucking dead.
So that goes back to
He even Salaki, brother. He even declared war on the bee population. Right now, they're saying that something like 70% of the bees are dead.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why
That's
you
food.
need bees to pollinate so that we can get the actual food.
Right.
And that's why why the air quality is so bad too, because the bees aren't pollinating, so nothing's really growing the way it's supposed to. And we got all these Frankenstein. You eating food and it's eating you back.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Yeah, right. We eating food and it's fucking eating us back, man. So, Baba Kasha, Lord, please come get us out of this place, man. All right, but go ahead, brother. Finish up what y'all got. We gonna get ready to wrap. So
Right. You're cutting down all trees, planting none but male trees and all this shit, man.
This is Isaiah 14 and 8. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So everything is waiting for you niggas to go, man. That's that Romans the 8th chapter.
Yeah.
The whole creation is
for the manifestation
of the sons of God, man.
Because they went through my neighborhood and we had the mulberry trees, and every mulberry tree is gone, man.
Yeah,
they're gone. They cut down, because they produced them. And I remember watching on the Miscarite women, them old women would come out there with big pans and they would collect the mulberries, and I bet whatever they making, that shit was fire. But they would collect up the mulberries, so people were actually using those And you know,
my mama used to make
Yeah, we
mulberry
eat
pie.
about the tree all the time.
Yeah,
when I was short, we used to
climb
climb the trees. And
Stand
we
for
short,
hours, right?
And we'd be up there in them trees tearing them berries up. Them shits was good as hell.
My mama used to make mulberry pie, man. She'd take that like that flaky pie crust type of thing, and put that in it, and cook that motherfucker up decent, and then put some Cool Whip on the top of that shit. Man, please.
Yeah.
It was jumping.
Yeah, like I said, them old Israelite women would be collecting them berries, man. And then 2 summers ago, they went through there and they cut them trees down, man.
Yeah.
All the other trees are still up, but the mulberry bushes are gone.
Yeah, I remember that Fort Preserve over there by 87.
Yeah.
I was little. They had berry trees. You used to ride our bikes and take them to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friend of mine had like lemons in the back of his motherfucking house and whatnot. You know, one of the trees was like a lemon tree and some shit, and that shit would pop out like. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, all this stuff is dying because of Esau Edom.
Yeah.
But get them last
Go ahead,
couple
John.
scriptures. You got. All right, we're gonna run it on down. You, and then yours is last, brother.
Okay, come
You
on
got
here.
one, Shema? We'll
come
bring
on.
it out, brother.
Let's start here working around. Go ahead, Shimon.
Go ahead, Shema. Oh,
Yeah, no, we let Shema get his first, and then we go.
Yeah, go all the way around. Go ahead, Shimon.
Psalm 73 and 20. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Mm.
You know.
Now they despise. That's why the little house is getting stolen everywhere. They getting lumps and black eyes and shit.
Something I used to want to do when I was be walking through Chicago, through the airport, and see their ass.
Meditating terror. Isaiah 33:18.
Do me collect. I know a couple of them heard me say that shit. They were like, "Did nigga just call me a red dog?"
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. In the time of the dead that they should be judged, and thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
There it is, man. And so those who destroy the earth are going to be destroyed, man. And they never stop. Those Air Force planes spray that poison day in and day out, man. They're screaming they ain't got no money, but they keep them planes up.
That's right.
All right.
Isaiah 24:5. The earth is also defiled of the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, they have changed the ordinance, and they've broken the everlasting covenant.
Damn. So yeah. So they just can't do right. They can't get right. They definitely ain't follow through no land Sabbaths. Nope. All right. That's one of the reasons why the soil, the earth won't give its increase to them. All right. Okay. Everything. Yeah.
They took all nutrients out.
Everything is smaller and not as sweet and don't taste as good, man.
No.
All right. You've often heard me say, when I was a kid, and I can't even recall. It never even dawned on me until Arala and I was having a conversation one time. But you don't do that. You don't smell it anymore. When you approach in a grocery store, every grocery store, whether it's big or small, the produce is always the first thing.
Yeah.
And you can smell the produce outside, especially with the air on.
Yeah.
When the wind and the air would blow when the doors would open, you would smell the sweetness of cherries. You would smell plums. You would smell the fruit. You would smell the onions. You would smell you have to get on top of it.
Yeah.
To smell it. You don't smell it 20 feet away, 30 feet away anymore.
Yeah.
All right, you just don't.
Spraying with all that pesticide.
Yeah. So the earth is not giving its increase.
Yeah, I remember my mom said she was a little girl, like aunties and stuff, and have a bowl of fruit.
Basket bowl of
fruit.
fruit.
You smell it throughout the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was like air freshener.
Yeah, and I try that with my oranges now. You open the oranges, that shit die immediately. Yeah. So you don't get the smell like you saying when you peel the oranges. Like you said, normally you
right. You got to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Shit is just terrible.
So what's it telling you? The potency of you probably have to eat 10 oranges just to get the real.
Look, now you got to go to the vitamin department to get the vitamin C.
They got big oranges and mini.
You got something, brother?
Real quick.
Bring it out.
Sirach 10:10. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is king today, tomorrow shall die.
Yeah.
There it is,
Came today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, that position is how shy. He's gonna come back to put it in you dealt with bullshit.
Right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep.
Next.
I had 3 in succession, but real quick. Proverbs 12:10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. I remember a man that was hunting, and he told me about how he shot this deer. This deer's bleeding out, so that's when you get to track him good, especially in the snow. He said he shot him once, missed him, but got him, but he was bleeding out, followed the trail until it ended. He saw him again, shot him again, still missed the target. The deer still bleeding out and still suffering. Shot him again, and then he ended up dropping and dying, right?
Yes.
I said, why did you do that? I said, was it for the meat? He said, no, it was just because of his rack. He just wanted the rack. He didn't want the meat. He slayed that animal just for the trophy.
Piece of shit.
Ecclesiastes 5:9, what the elder was speaking on. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He defiles his own food. He fucks up the entire fucking earth. And his blood is on his fucking hands. And even in Leviticus 20:15, which is the last, if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. Adam Britton, one of the zoologists, raped over 240 fucking animals. Now every animal has to die because of this asshole sticking himself in these freaking beasts.
Weirdo.
Got a lot of freaking blood to pay for, E. That's
Yeah.
my fault.
Well, you know, they do have animal brothels in Eurasia.
Yeah.
So Esau is just a pervert who needs to be put down just to defend him from himself.
That's it.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right. It's a whole documentary of these Edomites talking about how they lost their virginity to a dog and shit. Yeah, me, Paul Ayat, when we was around, we did a lesson that years ago, man.
Oh yeah, I remember that Edomite chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gave up her box to the animals.
She
But yeah, there you go. And these are the people that are in rulership. Hey, so with that, we're gonna give all praise, all honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Absolutely.